What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another review. Today we're reviewing Argylle. I wouldn't say I was really excited for this movie. I would just say I was excited not to see the trailers in the cinema anymore, because the way they aggressively marketed this movie, it was insane. Like, I don't know what their marketing budget was saying, but when I go to watch other movies, I would see 2 or 3 ads for it. Like, they really wanted people to go see this movie. All I can say is, I feel like all that marketing, the Chelsea football day, all the trailers, all the ads, it kind of feel misled. Like, I didn't think the movie would be good. Like, when I saw the trailers, I was like, I don't necessarily think this will be a good movie. But this was worse than I thought it would, than I even thought it would be. I'm not gonna lie. We all know that the character Ellie Conway, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, was a writer, and her novels come to life, basically. She's just writing the truth. But the actual plot is much worse than that, and it just starts taking a lot of twists and turns. And look, twists and turns and unpredictability are fine, but this isn't a movie that needs that. Like, I know they want to make an action comedy as ridiculous and as, I guess funny and out there as they could. But this to me was just a total miss in almost every single department. Like, for example, you'd assume that Henry Cavill is the main character of this movie, right? Because in all the marketing, he is front and center of he's front and center of every fucking advert. John Cena as well, Dua Lipa. They used these 3 people to aggressively market this movie, and they are the 3 people with the absolute least screen time. It's crazy. Like, I don't think they maybe had a combined 5 minutes. Henry Cavill, apart from the opening scene, which everyone's seen in the trailer, he only appears in like these mini flashbacks here and there. And that's all literally Henry Cavill serves. Apart from, like I said, the opening scene, he's not in it. And that kind of pisses me off, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Bryce Dallas Howard. Dating back to Jurassic World, that's really what did it. I hated her character in that, and I hated those movies, which, it's not her fault. I just wasn't going to go see a movie with her. And look, Sam Rockwell's fine. I think he did a good job. But I wanted to go see Henry Cavill. I like fucking Henry Cavill, bro. He did The Witcher. He was Superman. He's a good actor. He seems like a very nice guy. He likes Warhammer 40k, and I like Warhammer 40k, bro. So, it's kind of disappointing to have the movie marketed so heavily with him to barely have him in it. And then I was like, okay, well, sure, there could be some fun action sequences, There's plenty of action movies that have very bad plots and very underdeveloped characters, right? Even John Wick. Like, John Wick has no fucking personality, but all the action sequences are done so well in that, and they're so well choreographed. Then you come to Argylle, which, look, it's not a perfect parallel to John Wick in any means, but I was like, at least there's got to be some fun action sequences in here, right? No, there isn't. Like, there's 3 that cling in my memory. The first one is the one we've seen on the train in the trailer like a million times. That one's fine. That one's okay. Like, there's a few decent, funny moments in that. Then we get to the 2 at the end of the movie, and one of them is this massive smoke thing. Like, that, I can see what they're kind of going for, and it's almost like this weird dance choreography fight, right? And for me, it was just bad. It was just bad because, one, you can't see anything. Like, there's just smoke everywhere. We can barely see shit. So all I'm seeing is multicolored rainbow smoke everywhere rather than the action sequence. Then there's one a few minutes later. Like, it's this whole oil slick thing with ice skates. And, maybe in theory it was cool, but it was alright. That's more what I maybe would have expected, but it's still, I didn't personally like it that much. And then that gets me onto the topic of the absolute dreadful CGI in this movie. Look, CGI is all well and good. I respect Christopher Nolan because he doesn't use it, and he's one of my favorite directors, and he makes amazing movies. I feel like sometimes CGI is really over heavily relied upon. Like, obviously there's some great CGI, and when it works really well, and it's a great tool. But then there's some absolute dog shit CGI which comes into this movie. Like, I feel like there were times where they were just too lazy to, like, maybe do something else, or maybe they didn't have the budget, so they were like, let's do it with CGI, and it just looks horrible. It looks like I could have green screened myself and could have done something similar. And then we have the cat as well, which, look, I love cats, but the CGI cat, meh, like, we didn't need the whole cat plot line in there anyway. It's just ridiculous. In terms of acting performances, like, yeah, I think Sam Rockwell's pretty good. He was fun. He was quite entertaining. Bryce Dallas Howard, I don't think this is the type of role that she should be playing. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, it might be the Jurassic World effect, but I don't know. She just didn't really sell it to me. It was kind of like Sydney Sweeney and Anyone But You. It just kind of didn't feel like it worked for me. And, like, let's be real, neither of those 2 are very marketable actors. Like, in this day and age, most people go to see movies that are either directed by a massive director, or they want to go see their favorite actors on screen. And I don't think either of those qualify as that. And I think that's why they heavily marketed it around Henry Cavill and around, Samuel L. Jackson, and around Bryan Cranston, because those are pretty beloved actors. None of them had a really significant role. Like, Bryan Cranston is playing like a soy version of, you know, Walter White. You know, it was okay. Like, I like Bryan Cranston. It just meh, you know, meh. Samuel L. Jackson literally has no seemingly significance in this movie. He's just there watching NBA. Like, literally, that's it. That's all he does. And then, yeah, like I said, Henry Cavill's barely in it. And the action scenes are pretty underwhelming. The CGI is pretty underwhelming. Like, I have no positives for this. Like, I don't know what to say. I just really, really didn't like the movie. And I kind of was expecting not to like the movie. And I'm sure that a lot of people will be incredibly disappointed when they go and see this. Although, I'm sure there's some brain-dead people that be like, oh, it was amazing. But not me, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's really all I got to say. Overall, what would I rate this? Like a 2 out of 10. I ain't even kidding. I think I would rather watch Night Swim again than watch this. Like, in terms of rewatchability, I don't know if this has it. Especially considering the runtime is 2.5 hours. Like, fuck me, you could have done it 1 hour and 45 minutes and it would have been much better than trying to drag it out for 2 hours, 20 minutes. I kept looking at my watch going, fuck me, I still got an hour left. You know, fuck me, I still got 50 minutes left. Like, it was moving so slow for me. But, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you all in the next one.